The blasted plains of the Outlands, perhaps the most desolate place in the Heretic Kingdoms. According to legend, this was once a great lake, but when the Great Rift was torn open, the water drained away, leaving only parched mud and sand. The desert stretches out as far as the eye can see, broken only by stone crags worn by centuries of sandstorms. The Outlands have long been infested with undead, since all who die amidst the dust soon reanimate, unless their body is disposed of carefully. This attracts large numbers of slavers to the region, particularly those strange crocodilians known as Sebekan, from the mysterious lands beyond the burning wall. From the Tholian Plateau to the Oasis at the foot of the jagged peaks, the Outlands are rife with perils that beset the unwary. I could only hope that my allies would prove capable of meeting me on the far side.
An underground garrison. It might have its own burial vault. Could this be what the Imperator spoke of in his chronicle? If so, General Titus should be buried within.
Do not go in. Dark magic resides in these places.
Indeed, but I know my people's magic well enough.
Enemy is mine. Oh, despair.
Must I do everything myself?
Locked. I will bring you the law of Zar.
We must determine the means to open this. workshop. No, this room is not as old as the vault itself.
Judgment!
Shall become naught but dust.
No one is above the law. I can fight once more.
What others have begun, Evia shall finish. Great power always comes from within. Do not make me kill you again.
This meat is ours. Be gone.
Return to hell, revenants, or I shall do it for thee. Thou provest to be no challenge.
What others have begun, Evia shall finish. You shall fall!
Thou art already dead.
finally. I was beginning to wonder if you were going to make it.
I am a daughter of the Imperial line. It takes more than a mere desert to stop me.
I am certain you have questions, but you should make use of the meager facilities here first. Join me over in the southeast corner when you are ready.
An irritating habit, to be sure, but a useful trick.
Are you certain you are ready? We may need to leave in a hurry. Before I answer your question, you must learn how all this began and how it must end. The year that the theocrat seized power away from your mother, Lady Mara Valkyrin founded the Order of the Veil. Mara had one purpose, the defeat of the theocrat and the destruction of all religion. The theocracy and your imperial family before it had used religious symbols to wield power. Mara's goal at first was simply to free the world from that oppression. But to defeat great power requires even greater power. And it does not take long for power itself to become its own end. 60 years after the founding of the Order, Mara found a way to extend their power by channeling the essence of the dead god into their own bodies. It required an artifact, an immensely ancient cauldron sacred to the Temurians that was known as the Crucible of Souls. The Order stole it from Temuria and concealed it in the city of Kyalisa. Using a ritual only known to the Penta Nera, the Crucible can channel the essence of the dead from across the veil, the barrier that separates dimensions. But what the Order did not know was that there were twin dangers to using the cauldron. 2 centuries ago, the High Sage of the Penta Nera used the ritual to channel vast quantities of essence into his body, against the laws of the Order. A dark spasm twisted his body into a demonic creature, and in its rampage, Lady Mara herself was killed. The High Executioner Baron Evanger pursued this outcast mage for centuries, eventually ending his life. But Mara, although dead, was not gone. The dark spasm had fortified her soul with essence beyond anything we mages had experienced previously. And the more essence the Penta Nera channeled through the cauldron, the narrower the space between the worlds became. Mara's soul was eventually found by a demon, a devourer, and she began to plot her return to this world. Meanwhile, Mara's son Serge Valkyrin rose to become the new High Inquisitor. It was Lord Valkyrin who sensed my potential when I was a young initiate in the Order. About 40 years ago, I managed to become Chancellor to the Theocrat. A decade after that, there was a rebellion against the theocracy, and I was able to slay the Theocrat myself with one well-aimed knife blow. My reward was the post of High Sage, which I gladly accepted. With the Theocrat defeated and religion all but eliminated, the Order began to quarrel. Lord Valkyrin sensed, correctly I might add, that the Order was no longer as committed to its original goal of stamping out religious power by eradicating religion itself. He and his acolyte attempted to seize control of the last remaining relic, the Godslayer sword, in order to destroy its terrible power once and for all. The rest of the Penta Nera resisted them, but the resultant war from within nearly destroyed us. Valkyrin and Evanger were both slain, but their souls were fortified with the essence of the ritual, just as Mara's had been. All those centuries of rituals with the Crucible of Souls had weakened the veil immeasurably, and the destruction of the Godslayer changed the balance between worlds. Shattered heaven came to impinge upon this world, and the world of dreams that mages had once walked within became shadow. When Lady Mara returned to us, it seemed like a miracle, but I do not trust miracles, and when Valkyrin and Evanger also returned from the dead, I knew my days in the Order were numbered, so I fled and made my plans. Carissa was an ally for a while, but eventually they took her life and made her a demon too. With few options remaining, I eventually took the desperate step of summoning you, demon. We have no hope, you and I, unless we can find a way that the Crucible of Souls might be destroyed. I have no possibility of learning anything useful from the Temorians, but you just might, especially now you have Tsar at your disposal. Destroy the cauldron, and we may yet defeat Lady Mara, Lord Valkyrie, and Baron Avenger. Unless the Crucible of Souls is shattered, you and I are both doomed. Go on.
Where art the Crucible of Souls now?
Lady Mara moves it between Kyalaser and Thol, according to where the next ritual will take place. Wherever Mara can be found, the cauldron will be also. But she is too powerful. While she possesses the Crucible of Souls, there is no hope of recovering it, I'm afraid. It must be destroyed. You have questions?
Thou worked for Tsar?
Hardly. I feigned capture and service because doing so served our purposes.
You betrayed me, Sage. Deceived me.
Indeed I did, Tsar. Deception is, and has always been, my most effective weapon. You have questions?
Darmok's soul has been lost, but the ironclad zombie's soul has been taken. Why canst we consume some souls, but not others?
You can feed on the essence of any dead soul, but not all souls are powerful enough to withstand dying. Only those souls exposed to great quantities of essence maintain their identity into death. Although Darmok was in the Order of the Veil, he had only partaken of the ritual once. However, he had channeled essence into the ironclad zombie in order to maintain it as a servant. That is what allowed you to consume its soul. What do you want to know?
Art thou here, or just another projection?
You are wise to question what you see. It is a rare day that I elect to appear in person. I am here at the Oasis, but I will not say where. Shadow projection is far safer for a fugitive mage. Don't you agree? You have questions?
Why didst Evia's soul survive death?
I too would know the answer to this.
Alas, I don't know. Without discovering more about how you died, Evia, I'm afraid this will remain a mystery. But I'll wager you were exposed to essence in your final hours. Perhaps whatever incantation was involved is also the explanation for your loss of memory. Ask your question.
Why did Tsar's soul survive death?
You did this to me, didn't you, Sage?
I can't claim any involvement, Tsar. You are a veteran of the Accession Wars. Like everyone else who fought in that conflict, you were exposed to the Conclave's final curse. Go on.
The final curse? Explain thyself.
At the end of the Accession Wars, the Conclave of Temoria took desperate steps to try and drive out the invading army from Corwinth. The curse the Conclave unleashed changed Temoria forever, but it also changed every veteran of that conflict too. That is why your soul survived your death, Tsar. The Conclave was foolish to use such a curse. Even today, Temoria has not recovered from the damage their war magic has wrought upon its flora and fauna. Ask your questions.
How canst we possibly trust thee?
You can't, any more than I can trust you, demon. I have made a living from deception and betrayal, after all.
I can vouch for that.
But then you are a demon summoned without a pact, and you are equally difficult for me to trust. Yet, ironically, we both must trust the untrustworthy, else we are all doomed. Ask your questions. Indeed, a good night's sleep would do us both some good. Go ahead and rest. I must enchant the Oasis with some alarms in case we are attacked.
Thou trustst no one, eh, mage?
It is the only reason I'm still alive.
Krenze! I'm here for your head!
Must you alert our quarry avenger?
You forget whom we pursue, Valkyrin. Krenze knew we were here the moment we were in sight of the Oasis.
There are too many escape routes from here. We should not have engaged.
You elemental mages are all alike. You forget the basics. I'll guard the pass. You cover the desert. He'll not escape from here unless you fail me.
They're here. Faster than I expected.
Whom do you speak of?
Valkyrin and Avenger. They followed me. I have cast a celerity enchantment, and am already gone. For your sake, I hope that Valkyrin chooses to pursue me. Take the southern trail into Jagged Peaks. Broken Spear Pass will take you straight to Temuria. They will not follow you there, I hope. Do not try to engage Avenger. It's certain death if you do. But he is a sightless mage and cannot enter shadow. Use that to your advantage. Now go.
Go.